In today's session, we'll discuss about how to create an Oracle 11G database using DBCA. DBCA stands for Database Configuration Assistant. DBCA is a tool through which we can create a database graphically. So for that, in the previous session, we have created or we have installed our Oracle 11G Enterprise Edition on our machine, and now we will be connecting to that machine and we'll invoke the DBCA utility. So let's go to the directory in which we have installed Oracle software. It is in the Oracle directory, apps folder, inside product, /11.2.0/db home _1. In the location in the Oracle home directory, or the location at which the Oracle software is installed, we can see a directory called bin. Inside the bin directory, we have the executable to invoke the DBCA. So we'll invoke DBCA by executing the script, or calling the executable called DBCA. So we'll just call the DBCA by giving ./DBCA. We can see that the database configuration assistant screen came. Okay. Now we have the welcome screen. We'll just go ahead with the next option. Here we can see that there are a lot of options available for us. That means we can create a new database, we can configure the database options, we can delete database, and we can create templates also. Here we can see that the options like configure the database and the delete database option is grayed out because we don't have a database in this particular server. If you have the databases, if you are already having a database, then we can drop the database using the DBCA, or we can configure the existing database using DBCA. Since there is no database, that options are grayed out. And also here there is a small change here on version 11G. We can see that the ASM operations has to be done by the ASM configuration assistant, which is a deviation from the previous version of Oracle, that's Oracle 10G. In Oracle 10G, the configuration and management of the ASM was also part of the DBCA. That means we had another option called ASM management, by using through which we can create a new ASM instance, we can manage the existing ASM instance, which has been moved because in Oracle 11G the ASM is a part of the grid infrastructure, so we have to manage the ASM using another component called ASM configuration assistant, or ASM CA. So since we are planning to create a new database here, let's take the create database option and just click the next button. Okay, here we have the sample templates which is available. The templates are containing the pre-created the database, so we can create the database quickly. Also, we can create a template, or we can create a database as our own. We can change the attributes like the block size as a part of this DBC option, but the block size cannot be changed once the database is created. Here also there is a deviation from the previous version, that is from the version 10G. In the case of version 10G, the pre-created databases was available on 3 different formats. That is the general purpose database, then data warehouse database, as well as the transaction processing database. But now Oracle has understood that there is not much difference between there is not much difference between the general purpose and the transaction processing. So they club together the general purpose as well as the transaction processing into one template, and data warehouse becomes another template. And you can see that there is another option like custom database creation, which doesn't include a data file. So custom database will be a good option if you wanted to create a database freshly. I mean, you wanted to have more control on the database creation, then the custom database will be the best option. So here we will be selecting the custom database option. We will select the option custom database, and we'll proceed with the next button. Okay, in this screen we have to give the name for the database. Here the name, there are two values the Oracle is expecting. One is that global database name and then the system Oracle system identifier or SID. So in short, we can say that the SID is the name of the Oracle instance and global name database name is the name of the database. As a Oracle server consists of the instance and the database, we are actually providing the name of the instance and the database here. So we'll give the database name as Vaishit. You can see that whenever you are entering the database name, the SID name is also changing there. But it is not mandatory to have the SID name and the Oracle global database name to be the same thing. So if you want, we can change it over here. For this test purpose, we are not changing the or we are trying to maintain the same name for the Oracle global database name as well as the SID. So we'll select the current option and we'll proceed with the next button. Okay, the next screen, it is asking is how we are getting two options, like we are getting an option to manage the database, how we are going to monitor and manage our databases. There is from version Oracle 10G onwards, there are two ways we can monitor and manage our database. That is one using the graphical user interface, that is interface grid control. The second one is the using the database control. Interface grid control is a utility, is a centralized management utility wherein which we can manage multiple databases using the interface grid control. Interface grid control is a separate software installation which has to get a separate license and has to be downloaded from the Oracle technology website. The other one is that the database control, which is used for the local database management. Using the database control, we can manage only the database on which the database control is created. That means we can manage only one database. So if you have multiple databases from different versions like 10G and above, then we will have the database control created for each database. But here there is a mandatory change on Oracle 11G, that if you want to create the, if you want to have the database to be managed under database control, then a listener should be first created. Okay, so our today's class or today's session, the intention is to create the database, and also we will see how to configure the database control on how to configure the database control separately. So for continuing this session, we will disable the option of managing the database using the database control. But I'll show you what the error we are going to get if you are selected, if you're decided to manage the database using the database control, but we don't have a listener. So just click on the next button. We'll see what's the error we are getting. It is telling that configuring the database using database control requires a listener to be created running from the current Oracle home, and we have to use the netCA to configure the listener. So there are two options. Either we can cancel the DBCA and create the listener using the netCA and continue the initial database creation, or we can disable the database control for the time being and proceed with the installation. So we will disable the interface manager option, and then we'll try to proceed with the database creation. And also we can see that there is an automatic maintenance task. Let's go there and see what are the options available. Here it says that from Oracle 11G onwards, it is easy for us to manage the manage the database by running certain automatic tasks like the backup selection of the backup, and also statistics collection. These automatic maintenance tasks are scheduled to run between the 10 p.m. and 2 a.m. and the weekends. This automatic maintenance run may run for long time. So for our example, we don't have to manage the database using the automatic maintenance task. So we'll disable it and we'll proceed with the database creation. Okay. So here in this particular screen, Oracle is asking that the password for the default accounts. The default accounts are sys and system. So we can provide the different password for sys and system, or we can give the same password for the sys and system. Earlier in the version 10G, Oracle used to ask the password for DBSNMB and sysman, but in version 11G also it's asking, but we have disabled the enterprise manager in the previous screen. So that is the reason that two users are not available. So we'll go ahead with the same administrative password for both system and system, sys and system, and we'll give the password. So when you are giving a separate password, it should comply with the password policy which Oracle is mandatorily maintaining with from Oracle version 11G onwards. The password should be of 8 character length minimum, and there should be a digit should be available on that password, and there should be a uppercase on the password. Okay, so the password which I supplied was the correct one, so that's the reason it accepted the password, and now we are into the screen where in which we are specifying the location on which the data files has to be will be created. So there are in the screen we can see there is a storage type, and there are different storage type. One is a file system and other one is automatic storage management. In the previous version, Oracle 10G, we had one more option, that is a raw file system. But Oracle already published that they will be de-supporting the raw devices. So from version 11G onwards, the DBCA database creation option doesn't support the raw devices. So the only two options are file system, other one is the ASM. So we will take the ASM as a different topic. So in the current session, we will be taking the database storage type as file system. And there are different options like use the file system, file database location available from the templates, or you can use the Oracle managed files. Oracle managed files is an option which is available from version 10G onwards, or it's started in 9i, but it got popularity in version 10G onwards, where in which we don't have to specify any file name path or the name of the file. It is totally being taken care by the Oracle. So Oracle managed files, or popularly known as OMF, is a good option for small scale database. But if you want to have more control on the database creation and the file location on which the data files are created, then it's better to go with the option that use a common location for all the data files. So we'll select a common location for all the data files, and we will select the location as /Oracle. So we can just select as /Oracle. Okay, we'll accept the default values, and we'll just go ahead with the next option. Okay, now in this session, it is Oracle is asking us whether we want to specify the flash recovery area. If the flash recovery is specifying, the flash recovery area location will be under the Oracle base. There will be a directory called flash recovery area, and the database, the flash recovery files will be created under this location. So we will be analyzing the flash recovery area in a separate session. So for the time being, we'll just enable the flash recovery area, and we'll proceed with the database creation. And also we will enable the archiving. The archiving is an option in which the database will be taking the backup of the online read log files before overwriting them. Okay, so we have given 100 MB for the flash recovery area. So we'll go through the advantage of flash recovery area in detail in one of the another sessions. So we'll just give 100 MB and we'll proceed with the database creation. It says that the flash recovery area 100 MB is less than the recommended area. the flash recovery area should be size, the Oracle recommendation that it is the type size, the database size. But since it's a test environment, we can proceed with the whatever the current value.